podcast. This is episode number 8. Remember, this was 7 last time. Now we're up to 8 this time. Boop, boop. 8. Throw in a little ASL lesson every week. Why not? Welcome. Hi, my name is Lacey, and I am I don't want to say lovely, because that's kind of talking about myself and bragging about myself, but I am the host of this awesome podcast. There are people getting through my courtyard. I don't know who they are. We're off to a really random start, and I apologize. And we're kind of chasing daylight here. West Coast, 4:16. Can we beat the sunset? Probably not, but we're gonna try. Welcome. My name's Lacey. I currently live in Central Washington in the beautiful town of Wenatchee. Thanks for coming to check me out. If you're a new viewer, thanks for stopping by. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. Can we talk about that for a second? My last video, guys, I'm over 400 views. I never in a million years would have thought that there were 10 people who wanted to watch me jabber on about yarn and knitting, let alone 400 of you. I'm not going to complain. I mean, hopefully we've got something in common. Hopefully the fact that you watched it means you liked it. I'm close to 100 subscribers. Again, total mind blown. Like, I got nothing. I don't even know. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for all of this really exciting stuff that's happening because of this podcast. I couldn't feel more blessed and lucky to be a part of this community and to feel like I am worthy of sharing my thoughts on, I'm waving in front of me, but you can't see my table full of goodies. So thanks for coming by. Other places that you can find me. You can find me on Ravelry as WOU Knitter. All one word, obviously. And we also have a podcast group, the Knitted Cupcake Podcast. So add me as a friend, join the podcast group. I now have, in addition to my Ask Me Anything thread, which we had someone ask me something and I wasn't super knowledgeable, but I answered the best that I could last time. But yeah, feel free to shoot me a question and I'll do my best to answer. If not, I'll find the answer for you. And I also have an Introduce Yourself thread. I said last time that I'd set that up, and I did. And in there you can find 10 fun little facts about me, and you're welcome to join along and add 10 random little factoids about you, or just one little factoid. Just introduce who you are. I want to get to know you while you get to know me. So join the group, chat along with us. You can also find me on Instagram as the.knitted.cupcake. I've had a few of you guys add me and comment on pictures that you are watching the podcast and enjoy it, and that means so much to me that you not only watch but then sought me out on Instagram and commented that you've been watching. It just makes me feel very special. So thank you guys for doing that. And if I haven't responded to you in a comment, I try really hard to, and if I haven't, just kind of nudge me again and be like, hey, I said hi, and I'll absolutely be sure to say hi back, because I don't want to let any of you guys feel left out. We have a knit along going on right now. Sarah from the Hooks and Books podcast and myself are doing a rose hip sock knit along, and it's the rose hip sock pattern by the Wool Club. And right now you can still go and purchase the pattern for 20% off with the coupon code Hooks and Cupcake, all capitals, and it will all be right here. La, da, da. And if you're involved in that, please, 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 please jump in our chatter threads. We both have chatter threads in our podcast groups on Ravelry, and we also I have a hashtag, again, I'm going to put it right here because it's long and even I forget and I have to look it up, but it's hooks and cupcake rose hip cowl. Use the hashtag, join in on the fun. It's been really, really cool to see everybody's progress on their socks so far. Some of the yarn choices so far are stunning. I mean, gorgeous. There's one person who's got this gorgeous, I need to look it up because it's that, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find it actually. Oh, I know a way I can find it. Imagine that. Let's look at the hashtag. Don't mind me, sorry. I should have done this before. I'm going to give a little shout out right now because this yarn is stunning. And all of you guys have stunning and amazing and gorgeous and beautiful yarn, but there's something about this yarn that just blows my mind. And it's Wallaby Designs. And she is using this gorgeous yarn. It's almost got a pink undertone with some rainbowy goodness, if it'll focus. I mean, it's just stunning and beautiful. And again, everybody who's posted so far, just beautiful yarns and beautiful patterns, and yeah, so, but that one has just struck me so far. So wanted to give out a little shout out to Wallaby Designs for that because it is amazing. Oh yay, a little shout out to Sarah. Sorry, distracted by my phone, but she finished the heel flap on her Hermione Everyday Socks, which she was struggling hardcore with today, and she figured it out and solved her problem, and go Sarah! So that's so exciting. Anyway, that's about it for administrative stuff. Ooh, bumping the table. Oh, so the last few episodes I've been wearing hand knits and I've been really bad about telling you what they are, but I'm going to try this time to tell you what this is. This is, as I'm hiding my face, my Cowgirl cowl, and this is what I was shaming myself into blocking last week, and it's the Cowgirl cowl by Button Knits, and it is all blocked out and gorgeous. I absolutely love this cowl. I'm gonna wear it a bunch. And then it has these really fun buttons that are little mustard yellow yarn balls. And it just makes me so happy. And the yarn that this is made out of is Knit One Crochet Too Sebago in the color 910. And it's 100% Australian merino wool, and it is cozy and warm, and I love it, and I think I'm gonna wear it a bunch the remainder of this winter and even into the spring because it's that good and it's that awesome. Okay, so we just will keep going in 10-minute segments. Honestly, it makes it easier to edit anyway, so don't mind my little stalling there at the last minute, but we'll talk about what I'm drinking real fast. Again, in my procrastinating mug. You've seen this a few times now. I'm drinking Good Earth Sweet and Spicy Tea, which is probably my all-time favorite. I love this tea to death. And on every little tea bag on the tag, there's a quote. And this one just spoke to me. And maybe you will know why it spoke to me. And it'll speak to you too. But it's like hailing out there. I don't really know what it's doing. The weather is doing weird things. It says, the first and great commandment is, don't let them scare you, by Elmore Davis. And I just think it's a really fitting quote for right now. So, cheers to not letting them scare us. Let's get into this episode. Admin stuff done, out of the way. I think I've said everything I was supposed to there. Let's get into some finished objects. I shouldn't say my first and only, because the other things are considered finished objects, but my big FO this week is my cozy blanket. Look it! It's done! Guys, I finished it, and I finished it during the knit along time. I am so proud of myself. Look at this thing. And it really is big. And it's only gonna get bigger because I'm gonna block it. But this is, if you don't know, the Cozy Schlanket. It was a mystery knit along hosted by the lovely Mina Philipp, who I think last week I spelled her name wrong, and I'm really sorry. This week she gave a little nugget in her podcast of this is how you spell my name. So I apologize for that, Mina. I will be sure 1 L, 2 P's from here on out. Anyway, I'm gonna take this one off for right now. So I can put this, it is not block. It's not block. Let's have some more caffeine, shall we? Oh, it is not blocked yet. I literally finished, I'm hitting things, finished weaving in the ends this morning before work. And I really wanted to wear it to work, but these little shorty ends are not going to work for me. So when I block it, I really am going to have to block some length into those, which I think I can. But I love this. It is huge, and it's only going to get bigger, and it is cozy. Very appropriate name. And I totally dig the colors. Again, I think I talked about it last week or the week before, how I would have never picked these colors out for myself to pair together to make something for myself, but because they were from my stash and they were a gift, I just thought, hey, why not? Let's use them up and work from my stash. And I could not be more happy. So yeah, this is made out of, sorry, I'm looking, I have half of last time's and half of this time. Let's just close that up. Made out of Rowan pure wool worsted. It's a superwash yarn, and this color here, I'll take it off to show you this. Choking myself. So I have bottle green, mustard, which you've heard my opinion on this. Not mustard. Rowan, come on guys. Olive would be a more appropriate name, not mustard, but they call it mustard. And then this really gorgeous light baby blue is called oxygen. And yeah, I don't think I could rave enough about this pattern, because I mean, look at how much I'm going to be able to block this sucker out. So yay for finished objects and completing a knit along in the appropriate amount of time. I'm so proud of myself. A mystery knit along. I think that's the thing. I can partake or participate in just standard knit alongs where I get to pick my pattern or, you know, kind of do things by my own pace. But when it's a mystery knit along and every week I have to complete so much, I don't do well under that kind of pressure. And so I'm very proud of myself for getting that done. And as soon as I'm done with this and start editing, I'm gonna throw it in and soak it and block it out. So yay! Other things that I finished. I did finish my pussy hats last week. I knit a total of 6. One went off to a friend in Seattle and she wore it. She wore it. Oh my gosh, she wore it during the Seattle March, and I wore my stripy one that I was wearing in the last episode in Wenatchee's March, which meant that I was able to give away 4 of them to people, which was really fun because I had one person go, oh no thanks, which is totally fine. Your prerogative. You can turn down a free hat if you want to. But the people that I did give them to seemed to be really appreciative and thought they were really fun and cool. And if I can, I'm going to put a picture in here. But that may not work, so I don't know if I'm that talented with my editing skills yet. Now on to my, I got a hoe, minus a thumb, but I'm calling it a hoe because I'm not ready to do with them yet. But I have one of my herringbone mittens done. And I love them. I think they're so pretty and so cool, and they're going to be so warm, and I need to finish them because this morning was really cold again and I was really regretting not having any mittens. So this is the herringbone mittens pattern by Ellie. I'm going to really butcher this. Stuberall? I'll have it down here. I think I butchered it last time. And this is knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. The lighter color is Seraphim and the darker color is Current. And last week you actually saw me somewhere up in here and not down here. But remember I had talked about how when doing the pattern, I had to redo the first row a bazillion times because I was off a stitch, and so then I just knit two together and made it work. I found where I needed that stitch. So I had to tear it all of that color work out to that little light stripe there and start again. But once I figured it out, it worked quite nicely. And I love it because both mitts are knit exactly the same. So I have to knit a match. And I think total this took me like 3 nights to do. So if I really focus, I could have them done by the beginning of next week. I don't think that's gonna happen though, but that's my hoe. Up next, whips. I had a bunch of whips last week. I have a bunch of whips this week. I'm gonna have a bunch of whips every week because I cannot just focus on one thing, ever. First, and this is what I worked on the least, is my Maisie cardigan. Doesn't look like a cardigan, does it? But they're 2 sleeves, and they're more than I had last time. And if you can tell, I did switch out my needle for my Addy, and that worked so much better. So last time you saw me, these little guys were just marking my increases, but that's where I was last time you saw me. So in a week and a half, I got a few increases done. I should really buckle down and work on these some more because this is just going to be the most, what's the word I'm trying to think of? This is the part of the sweater I think, as far as what's left, is going to be the most drawn out and the most boring to knit, I think. So if I can just focus, buckle down, get these done, I think I'll have my cardigan in no time. But this is again, the Maisie cardigan by Elizabeth Smith, and I am knitting it out of Plymouth Select Worsted Merino Superwash, and the color is number 67. Again, this was color I think 910, 67. Great! Come on, you need a better name than just a number. And I'm knitting them 2 at a time from 2 different balls, which promises me that my sleeve lengths will be the same, and that makes me very excited. And when I'm done, I have both sleeves done rather than I got one done. I have to do a whole nother one. So that is whip number 1. Maybe I'll knit on it this week. We'll see. I have other things that I want to get done, and you're going to see that here real quick. Whip number 2 is my Mrs. Weasley's Thin Blue Line, and these are almost done. I was able to work on them today a little bit at work, and I think I'm just about ready for the toe. But let's see here. There's just so much sock here because they're man socks. Here they are. They don't even fit on the screen that way. I'm having problems. I'm really, 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 really loving this yarn. Loving this pattern. The pattern is Mrs. Weasley's Family Socks by Homespun House. And it's just the faintest little texture in there. And I love it. I did, on these socks, if you watched last week's episode, I talked about Mina's, what did she call that? The mini heel flap that she has figured out to work in with short row heels. And so I did, let's see if I can make that work. There's just so much sock here. He's got such big feet. So it's got that little teeny tiny heel flap, and there's an itty bitty little gusset, and they fit his feet so well. My boyfriend came and visited this weekend. I tried him on his feet. Yeah, and that's, yeah, they fit really well. I think if I'm measuring accurately, my color, my stripy part, my main color, should match up with the main color on the leg. So they should be as long as they are tall, pretty much. So I think I have 2 more stripes to put in there before I can start the toe, which honestly, I can do that tonight while I'm editing, I think. So the one thing with these is if I finish them this week, I will give them to him next weekend or this weekend, and they won't, the finished object won't be on the podcast. But I want him to be able to wear them this year while it's cold. So I think that's probably what I'll do. I will definitely get these done this week so he can get them this weekend. Yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about the yarn. The yarn is Patton's Croy. The main color is the Singin' the Blues, and the contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs is gray marl. So that's those. So I'm really excited. These are going to be part of, oh my gosh, Box of Socks, Grocery Girl Sock Bash, Inside 23 Harry Potter Knit Along, the Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits and Knitting Broomstick, their Weasley Along, the Crazy Sock Lady Sock Crazy Cowl, no, not Selfish, because that's not a Selfish Along. I do think, yeah, the Naughty Knitwits are also hosting a monthly sock cowl, so this will go in their January cowl as well, as long as they don't have to be from me. I have to double check their rules on that, but I mean, that's part of the gazillion knit alongs, and it's in my Mrs. Brown bags. Rachel and I from Hey Sister Podcast are bag twins, and Molly from Molly Klein Design also has this bag, so I love it. Next up, in my little baby project bag that I made, imperfections and all, I love it. I love it, imperfections and all. That's how that phrase goes. In here, these, as much as I love them, are becoming very frustrating. But I'm determined to finish them because I'm not going to redo a sock after this long. So these are my Beyond the Wall. It's just kind of my vanilla sock pattern with a slip stitch design at the color changes. And it has Mina's, Mina's mini heel flap in there, which I talked about last week again. This, on this sock anyway, is where I was last week. So didn't get a lot of knitting done on these, except for the fact that this one, okay, back up, Lacey. I've got a mess going on here. So that sock was great. No problems, no issues. Loved it. Loved knitting on it. Was going along great. Working on my 9-inch circs. They're trucking along. They're great. They're glorious. This sock, this is where I was last week. So I got some stripes on. I got the heel in, knit along. Now, if you look at that a little bit, you will see that the stripes are doing some weird things. And that's because they are. Nitpicks. Really? Come on now. There was, in this little light gray stripe, a knot. So I don't trust knots in my yarn. So I always cut them out and, you know, have 2 tails and I have to weave in. So that caused the gray stripe to be considerably shorter than its buddies. I don't know if I can make that shown at all. How can I do this? It's like 3 rows shorter, which totally chaps my you-know-what. Can you see that? You see the difference there? There's like 3 rows difference between those 2 gray stripes. Which I was like, you know what, whatever, in the long run, those few rows are not gonna make that big of a difference once it's on my foot. But then it went into this bizarro blue, which it was supposed to go into that blue, but do you see how tiny that is? And then into a white. There's no white in this sock. It's either a light gray or a very pale blue, but there is no white. And that is a freaking white stripe. And then look at what the dark gray is doing. It's all speckly and spotty, and it is just chaps my ass. I'm gonna say it because it just irks me. Come on, Nitpicks. Has anybody else had this happen with their Felici? Because I haven't seen it happen with anybody else. I don't think I've heard anybody else talk about it, but they're, I think, gonna get a very angry word from me because I am not pleased. Lacey is not pleased at all. Anyway, the yarn is Nitpicks Felici. I mean, look at that. And so then, oh, that's what I was gonna talk about. So I have this really awesome intentionally matching stripe. So where it's gray on one sock, it's blue on the other, and Like, I freaking love it. I totally wanted that to happen. And now, with the whole teeny little stripes in there, my stripes are now coming off as just one stripe off. And that, oh, that's gonna drive me nuts, because now it looks like I wasn't even trying to get them, instead of being completely offset, they're just a little, they frustrate me. I was messaging Gabby from One Spot of Corgi, because she's knitting a pair of socks out of the same yarn, and we had a like, oh my god moment, you know, totally frustrated. And then it hit me. If any of you have seen Game of Thrones, you know that George R.R. Martin likes to rip out our hearts and just mess with everything. That's how I feel about this. George R.R. Martin got a hold of my yarn and just totally messed with it. Not even my yarn is safe from him. Thank you very much, creator of Game of Thrones. And once we had that, I had that little epiphany, I kind of was okay with it because it made it funny, but man. So, yarn, Nitpicks Felici, the colorway is Beyond the Wall. I am using the Stroll Glimmer in, I think it's chrome, for heels, toes, and cuffs. I'll get the toes in there. Yeah. So that's these socks. I think I need to go turn on another light real fast. Hold, please. Go do that. Did you miss me? Okay. Not the best lighting, but it is what it is. Okay. So stupid, frustrating socks are done. Let's move on to, oh, there's kind of a theme. This is like a giant sock. So over, God, it was, I think, must have been Thanksgiving when I was with my boyfriend's family. His mom had asked me, and I was willing, if I would be willing to knit stockings for next Christmas. And I obliged and said, yeah, sure, no problem, I can do that. Well, there will be 6 stockings in total, which means I have 2 months per stocking. Should be enough. So we ordered the yarn, it got in this week. Boyfriend brought it up to me. They live in Oregon, so they don't have to pay sales tax. but if it was shipped to me, then they would have had to. So yeah, so I'm on my first stocking. So this stocking is for his mom. The next page of my notes here. I am flying through this today. This is going to be a lot shorter of an episode, I think. But these, the stocking pattern, that's what I've got so far, is the Ragg Wool Christmas Stocking by Annie's Woolens. And I am using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. And this particular one, I can just show you their tags. So I went on to Knit Picks, and I, instead of letting everybody go through and decide themselves through the millions of colors on Knit Picks, I went through and pulled, like screenshotted, you know, I think I had 6 reds, 6 greens, and 6 or 7 neutrals. So either brownie or grayish neutral colors. And I went up to each person and I said, okay, here's the picture of the stocking. Here's the main body. You get 1 red, 1 green, 1 neutral. Which color do you want for the body? And then pick their color. Okay, then, so the body would be this top part behind the Fair Isle work here, and it's going to be the rest of the body of the stocking. And then I went to this, which I believe is going to be also heels, toes, and cuffs. And said, okay, what color do you want that part? Okay, now you have your red and your green. You get to pick 1 neutral for the final bit. And it actually worked out really well with all of the choices I gave people. I think every person's stocking has 1 color that somebody else's stocking has. So I think there's only 2 or 3 greens, reds, and neutrals between all 6 of us. So they're going to all be unique, but they're all going to go together because there's not one stocking that stands alone. Every color in every stocking is also in somebody else's stocking. So maybe just a different order, and there's no 2 stockings that are exactly alike either, which is really fun. So I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun making these. But yeah, I do think that I'm gonna have to figure out a liner because it is a pretty loose knit, and I don't want stuff to get put in them and let them stretch way out. So if anybody has any tips for sewing a liner for stockings and how to insert them into the stocking, shoot that my way because I'm gonna need them. But anyway, what I was doing was Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. These 3 colors, so every stocking I work on, you're gonna get a different 3 colors that I'm gonna show you. This one in particular is, the main color is Aurora Heather. The contrast in heel, toes, and cuff is Garnet Heather. And then the Fair Isle work, and which will also be the name on the stocking, is Dove Heather. And they're super beautiful, and lost the natural light, so I lost the good color representation. That's a little better of these colors. And they're really pretty, gorgeous to work with. Wool of the Andes, I think it's gonna hold up really well in stocking form. I think they're just gonna be great heirloom pieces. So stocking number 1, we'll see how far I get, if I can in fact maybe get them done by Thanksgiving next year, because that's when Kelly puts all of her stuff up. So that's my ultimate goal, is by Thanksgiving rather than December. But so there's those, and that is living quite appropriately. I was not ready to put this bag to rest because Christmas was over, so I'm so glad that I have a year-long Christmas project to be working on. And this is in my little Christmas owl bag from Molly Klein Design, which I love. It's just, I don't know if I've shown this bag before. I don't think so. Molly's. This is from Molly Klein Design, my long lost BFF. She's awesome. Makes very amazing things, so go check her out. Speaking of my sweet, sweet Molly, we did a swap and I finally got her package. The post office wanted to hang on to it for a while, so it took a while to get to me, but I finally got it, and this is part of her swap. So this is leading, like finishing up whips and going into acquisitions, because living in this super amazing, made just for me cupcake bag, that's all I have to say about it. I freaking love this thing. How perfect. Guys, it's cupcakes. The knitted cupcake, hello. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And she sent me this really cute little high five pin. High five! And then look at the inside. It's got this really fun plaid. She just totally blew my mind with her package. In here is my rosehip socks for the Cowl. And I hadn't cast these on yet because I was trying to be good and wait until the Cowl started to cast them on. But here they are, guys. Look at that. Look it. And this guy is just marking my cable repeats, so these were not in existence when you saw them last time. So I am to the point, I wonder if I can get that to show right. These are worked toe up with a, like, it looks like a gusset and a bit of a heel flap. I'm really curious to see how these work out. So I've got all of my increases done and I'm ready for my heel. And I've only done heel flap, little heel cup, gusset, cuff down. I've never done that kind of heel toe up before. So this is a totally new construction for me. And I'm really excited to see how it all comes together, because cuff down, the first few times I did it, it just, and even now it's like magic. When you do your little heel flap and make the little heel cup and then pick it all up, it's just like, oh, look it, suddenly it's a heel, how cool. So I'm excited to see the magic happen on these. Again, this pattern is Rose Hip Socks by the Wool Club. And I am knitting this out of, I don't know if I have the tag in here anymore. I lost the tag. Lolo did it in her Lolo's favorite base, which is our Merino Cashmere Nylon base, out of the color Hello Gorgeous. And with my artificial light, the color just doesn't show up well. So hopefully next time I podcast, I can show these in natural light, because they're just the prettiest pink, but it's like a lavender pink. I don't know if I can describe them appropriately because they're gorgeous. And oh my gosh, I've got like sock. It's on a mustache. It's like mutton chop. No, mutton chops is down back here. What kind of mustache is that? The handlebar mustache? It's so soft. Merino. Hello. Can all of my socks be made out of merino and cashmere? Cashmere gets cashmere. But yes, so that's how I'm getting along on my knit along. To kind of wrap up whips, I would really, by the end of the month, I want to have my Mrs. Weasley's Thin Blue Line socks done. And I would really like to have my Beyond the Wall socks done. Maybe these ones? I don't know. It would be really cool because then I'm starting off February totally I still have my October socks on the needles, the Michelle Hunter knit along. Kind of over those. So I need to turn them into shorties and just add the ribbon and be done with them, because I don't think I'm gonna knit on them anymore. So maybe that's what I'll do this month too, is get the Weasley socks, the Beyond the Wall socks, and then get those bound off as well. Plans. But yeah, I want to get those done by the end. I'm shrinking. I'm like a turtle. I want to get those done by the end of the month, just so I can kind of start February with a bit of a clear slate, ready to go. So to continue on with my acquisitions slash happy mail. I think I call this segment a different name every time. With Molly's package. So I got this. I got a little baggie full of teas, which I have not touched yet because I wanted to show them. But it's a little baggie that has a bunch of different teas in it. My battery's gonna die. No! I have more to talk about. Crud. I thought I was charging it. We'll just see how far we can go. I have 1 mini, 2 mini, 3 minis. I have a little tiny baby owl. We need to name the owl. His little beak is squashed, but he needs a name because he is going to be my little compadre now. My little buddy. And then, dropping things, she sent me a yarn baby. Guys, do you see the size of this? Bigger, like it's bigger than my head. So like bigger than my face almost, just part of it. This is Kate Wright Designs Lima, which is 100% alpaca hand-dyed yarn. There are, I think, I looked it up and I think this is a DK weight. And there are 600 yards on this thing, 250 grams. So I am so excited about this, guys. And it's this gorgeous amethyst color. The color is Dame's Rocket. I need to find the perfect thing, like cowly, shawly thing for this. I was thinking I keep wanting to call it the Amidala cowl. No, what is it? The Amdala, the something like that. I don't think I even have it in here. Nope. Hey Sister Podcast, those girls have made them, each have made one, and I was thinking maybe this can become that, but I don't know what weight of yarn that uses, but this needs to be on my face or my neck because it's awesome. And there's 600 yards, so I don't want to just make a hat because that's worthless. So yarn baby, Molly, thank you. I love everything. I'm super excited about my minis. My collection is now growing, 4 minis strong. Woo! I don't know what they all are. She said this one is from BU Fibers, from her Sugar Skull mini skein collection. And I'm just gonna create a little blob of mini skein for you. Look at how bright and pretty and awesome that is. Yes, I'm so excited by this. So thank you, Molly. So much. Okay, we're gonna try to wrap this up before my camera dies because it has a little battery flashing at me and it has for like 4 minutes. So we're gonna make this really fast. Continuing on with my acquisitions, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Cozy Knitter is who sorry for the crinkling, my You've Been Elf socks, which I wore yesterday, by the way, no shame. Christmas socks all year round. They're under my boots most of the day, so who cares? How did she get this in here? Okay. I saw this color on her Instagram and I knew that I had to have it. And this is her Will You Follow color, which is an Gilmore Girls reference. It's a 7 color stripe repeat, and each color is based off of the series DVD boxes. And then the navy heel, toes, and cuffs is based off of the newest release Year in a Life, because all their promos had this really cool blue. So how gorgeous is that? Stunning. Cozy Knitter, and this is on her Bliss base, which is an 80/20 merino nylon. And then this is the one that I don't want to run out of time on because Gabby from Once Upon a Corgi. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen my call out for the need for Dwight Schrute yarn in my life. And Gabby from Once Upon a Corgi and my name is totally blanking. The dyer from Eatin' It Dye both took me up on my challenge. And I'll be getting my self-striping Eatin' It Dye next month. Got Gabby's this month. Guys, it is the soul of Dwight Schrute in a skein of yarn. Did she or did she not nail it? She calls this colorway Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica, which is exactly what I would have wanted it called if she asked me my opinion. But she just read my mind, so that's awesome. And this is on her Audrey base, which is an 80% BFL, 20% nylon. I haven't knit with BFL yet, so I'm really excited by that. Look at. I mean, it's got the mustard, it's got the brown, it's got the little blobs of, her little thanks tag, so cute. Little blobs of beet red that are in there. Blobs of blue, which every once in a while he sported some blue. So good catch on that, Gabby. I freaking love this. And as much as I want socks out of it, I don't think I'm gonna make socks out of this. I think that I'm going to see if maybe, just maybe, she will dye me up a skein, Gabby, of a red tonal to go with this, so I can make a sizzle pop shawl out of it. I just think that this, because of its speckly goodness, needs to be seen, not stuffed in a shoe, even if it is my clear Converse. And since I have a skein of self-striping coming my way, those are definitely going to be socks. Don't need 2 pairs of Dwight socks in my life. So I think this is going to be most appropriate in a shawl in my, and I want to do a sizzle pop, and for whatever reason I want yellow in that sizzle pop. And this, can I do that? Can I wear this on my face? Because I want to wear it on my face. And for being BFL and as sturdy as BFL is, this is soft, guys. So Gabby, thank you so much for accepting my challenge and totally just blowing it out of the water, because I bow down to you. Way cooler than I ever would have expected. So thank you for that. That's the end of my acquisitions. I was gonna go into some chit chat. I don't know what I was gonna talk about, but because my camera is about ready to die and I've lost all of my natural light, and my episodes can be shorter than an hour, I think I'm gonna call it a night. So I'm sorry if it felt really wild and crazy and whatever, but thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming back if you're a returning viewer. Thanks for checking me out and spending some time with me. If you're a new viewer, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more. If you don't want to miss out on new episodes, that subscribe button will let you know when I've got a new one out. So thanks for coming by, and happy knitting.